Under the vast sun-drenched sky of Israel, Hannah kneels on the parched earth, her face a canvas of sorrow. Tears carve paths down her weathered cheeks, each drop a silent testament to unspoken grief. Her gaze lifts towards the heavens, a desperate plea etched in the lines of her face. "Oh God, hear my prayer," she whispers, her voice trembling with a fragile hope. A solemn promise hangs in the air, a vow made with heart-rending sincerity. "If you grant me a son, I promise to dedicate him to you," she concludes, her offering carried on the desert wind. Years later, Hannah rocks a baby, Samuel, her face radiant with maternal love in the soft afternoon light. The room exudes warmth, modestly furnished, a sanctuary of peace and quiet joy. Hannah's gentle voice fills the air, singing a tender lullaby to her son. "Sleep now, my little one. Dreams fill your head. The world is your oyster, blessings instead." On the road to Shiloh, Hannah and Elkanah journey with young Samuel, the landscape stretching towards the holy city. Samuel gazes at Hannah, his young eyes reflecting curiosity, tinged with a hint of apprehension. Hannah's face is a canvas of bittersweet emotions as she looks back at her son. The family continues towards Shiloh, each step filled with unspoken hopes and quiet anxieties. Sunlight floods the ancient tabernacle, illuminating Hannah and young Samuel before the elderly priest Eli. Hannah gently guides Samuel forward, her expression a blend of devotion and maternal love. "I am Hannah," she says, her voice echoing in the sacred space. "I prayed for this child. The Lord has granted me what I asked," Hannah declares, her eyes shining with faith. "So now I give him to the Lord," she says, offering Samuel with a mix of sorrow and resolve. Eli blesses the boy, his aged voice filled with solemnity. "May the Lord bless you, Samuel." Soft moonlight paints the tabernacle, as young Samuel slumbers peacefully near the Ark of God. In a nearby room, Eli is deep in sleep, unaware of the divine stirrings in the quiet night. A voice echoes in the stillness. "Samuel," startled. Samuel awakens, his eyes wide with confusion in the dim light. "Here I am. You called me," Samuel responds, his voice filled with youthful uncertainty. The ark stands silent, bathed in ethereal light, as the divine call reverberates in the sacred space. In the dimly lit tabernacle, shadows dance as the scene replays, echoing through the sacred space. Young Samuel, earnest and swift, his bare feet barely making a sound on the cold stone floor. He urgently approaches Eli, his worried face illuminated by the flickering lamp. Eli rises slightly from his sleeping mat, his expression etched with concern in the dim light. The flickering lamp casts elongated shadows, amplifying the solemnity of the night. A profound silence hangs heavy in the tabernacle, anticipation building with each breath. Flickering sanctuary light casts long, dancing shadows, heightening the sense of mystery. Samuel lies still, eyes wide with a mixture of fear and awe. A divine light begins to permeate the room, growing brighter, more intense. A voice echoes through the chamber. "Samuel, Samuel." Samuel responds, his voice trembling. "Speak, Lord, for your servant is listening." Bathed in sunlight, Samuel walks through the village, a beacon of hope. Villagers approach, their faces etched with concern, seeking his counsel. He listens intently, his eyes reflecting deep empathy and understanding. A gentle touch, a shared glance, hope blossoms in their interactions. The warmth of the sun mirrors the genuine respect he commands. Samuel, the prophet, guides his people with unwavering faith. Sunlight pierces the tabernacle's flaps, casting a divine glow upon the anxious Israeli elders. Their faces, etched with determination and unease, turn towards Samuel, seeking a resolution. Elder One speaks, his voice laden with years of service. "Samuel, we have served you faithfully, but the time has come. "We need a king," Elder 2 declares, the demand hanging heavy in the air. Samuel, his face etched with sorrow, whispers to the heavens, "O Lord, what do I do?" A divine voice echoes, resonating with ancient power. "Listen to the people, Samuel. Give them what they ask for." Beneath the vast sky, Saul's intense gaze sweeps across the horizon, a determined search etched on his handsome face. Lost donkeys trigger a fateful quest. In the distance, Samuel appears, his knowing eyes locking onto Saul, recognizing destiny unfold. A smile spreads across Samuel's face. Under the open sky, Samuel raises the flask of oil, its surface shimmering with the sun's golden touch. The sacred oil cascades over Saul's head, anointing him before all. Saul looks up, a mixture of surprise and acceptance etched upon his face. He nods, slowly, bearing the weight of his destiny with newfound resolve. A hushed murmur sweeps through the assembled crowd, a ripple of anticipation. The silence shatters as cheers erupt, celebrating Saul's anointment and the dawn of a new era. Years later, Saul, armored and hardened, leads the Israelite army onto the battlefield, his face a mask of grim resolve. His heavy steps echo across the field, pride and disobedience etched into every line of his face. The sun glints off the spears of the assembled soldiers, a silent promise of the battle to come. A dangerous arrogance flashes in Saul's eyes, a storm brewing beneath his hardened exterior. Samuel's words echo in the air. To obey is better than sacrifice. A haunting reminder of a forgotten oath. Shadows stretch across the room as Samuel kneels on the floor, his weary face a map of sorrow. Silent sobs rack his body as he mourns Saul's defiance, a heavy burden pressing down on him. A divine voice echoes in his mind, commanding him to anoint a new king. Torn between loyalty and obedience, Samuel's brow furrows in anguish. His heart aches with the weight of his impossible task, the fate of a kingdom resting on his shoulders. Under the bright Bethlehem sun, Samuel arrives, his presence commanding attention as he steps into the bustling town. Before Samuel, Jesse's sons gather, hope and anticipation etched on their faces as they await their fate. One by one, they pass before Samuel, each hoping to be chosen, but disappointment lingers with each shake of his head. Tension builds, a palpable sense of unease, filling the air as the weight of expectation hangs heavy over the remaining sons. In a sun-drenched pasture, young David is called from his flock, leaving a cloud of dust and the bleating of momentarily unattended sheep. Samuel, his face a map of kindness and wisdom, recognizes the purity within the shepherd boy. Sunlight glints off the horn of oil as Samuel raises it high, preparing to anoint David. The oil flows, a sacred moment, as the Spirit of the Lord descends, enveloping David in golden light. David stands taller, his eyes now reflecting a newfound resolve, a stark contrast to his youthful innocence. A new era dawns for Israel, the air thick with promise as David embraces his destiny.